Hi everyone! In this video, we'll talk about light therapy treatment and how it can help reduce Alzheimer's disease. To start off, what is Alzheimer's? Alzheimer's disease and related dementia, which is known as ADRD, is the most common mental disorder diagnosed in elderly Americans. Behavioral symptoms such as distributed sleep-wake pattern, agitation, and physical or verbal abuse are among the most prevalent reasons why individuals with ADRD transition to more controlled environments. Abnormal sleep patterns tend to increase with progression of ADRD and are associated with caregiver stress from distributed sleep, but also with aggressive behavior during the day. Because of this, research has aimed at treating symptoms, particularly with non-pharmacological options due to a low risk of side effects.
How common it is. Alzheimer's is a common neurodegenerative disease, particularly among older individuals. It affects millions globally, with risk increasing with age. In 2021, 6.2 million cases were reported in the US due to aging populations. Prevalence is expected to rise significantly by 2050. Rates vary by region. Alzheimer's not only affects the individual, but also their families and communities.
So how can light therapy be effective to patients with Alzheimer's? Light therapy is important to help reduce Alzheimer's. It is a treatment method that involves exposure to a bright light that mimics natural sunlight. It is commonly used to address various conditions, including seasonal affective disorder, sleep disorders, and certain types of depression. Light therapy involves using special light boxes or lamps. While generally safe, there can be temporary side effects like eye strain or headache. It is not a cure for Alzheimer's, but can be part of a broader treatment plan. Researchers have previously shown that a type of light therapy could potentially reduce toxic proteins that build up in the brain in Alzheimer's disease. Now, the same team has identified what happens at cell level to achieve this result. Light therapy boosts a form of brainwave called gamma oscillation, which research suggests is impaired with people with Alzheimer's disease. Light therapy shows that the treatment's far-reaching effects involve not only nerve cells or neurons, but also a type of immune cell called microglia. Microglia are resident immune cells in the brain and play an important role in mediating neuroinflammation in Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and other neurodegenerative diseases. Flickering light therapy is an experimental approach for Alzheimer's disease. It involves exposing patients to rhythmic light patterns, potentially synchronizing brainwave activity and aiding in the clearance of harmful proteins.
For the process of light therapy, first is the selection of light source, which is specialized light devices are chosen for therapy. These devices emit a specific type of light, typically in the blue or white spectrum, designed to mimic natural daylight. Second is the establishment of a treatment schedule. A structured treatment schedule is developed. This includes specifying the time of day for the light exposure, which is often in the morning to align with the body's natural circadian rhythms. Third, which is the administration of light therapy, the patient is exposed to the therapeutic light source for a designated period. This can involve sitting in front of a light box wearing a light-emitting device or utilizing specialized light fixtures in their living environment.
Monitoring and adjustments. Throughout the treatment, healthcare providers closely monitor the patient's response. They track changes in sleep patterns, behavior, and cognitive function. Adjustments to the treatment plan may be made based on observed effects. Integration with other therapies. Light therapy is often part of a comprehensive treatment plan that may include other interventions like medication, cognitive stimulation, and physical activity. Assessment of progress. Regular assessments are conducted to evaluate the patient's progress. This involves measuring changes in sleep quality, mood, cognitive function, and overall well-being.
Documentation of outcomes. Healthcare providers maintain records of the patient's response to light therapy, noting any improvements or changes in symptoms. Ongoing monitoring and maintenance. Continuous evaluation and adjustments to the treatment plan are made as necessary. This ensures that the therapy remains effective and meets the patient's evolving needs.
It's important to note that the effectiveness of light therapy can vary among individuals, and not all patients may experience the same degree of benefit. Additionally, light therapy should be administered under the guidance of healthcare professionals with expertise in Alzheimer's care.
Why are mice used in Alzheimer's research? Alzheimer's is marked by cognitive impairment and the buildup of amyloid protein plaques in the brains of people, but the disease does not occur naturally in mice. Scientists get around this by studying mice that have been genetically modified to produce high levels of human amyloid protein.
How are they used? Researchers have discovered that daily light therapy can significantly improve the performance of mice with Alzheimer's disease. They used two mouse models of Alzheimer's, Tau P301S and CKP25. Tau P301S mice produce a mutant tau protein that forms tangles inside cells similar to those found in human brain cells with Alzheimer's disease. CKP25 mice produce a protein called P25 that causes severe neurodegeneration. These researchers found that daily light therapy that began before the anticipated start of neurodegeneration produced remarkable effects on both types of mice. Tau P301S mice that received 3 weeks of treatment showed no signs of neuron degeneration compared to 15 to 20% of neuron loss in the untreated mice. The same result was observed in CKP25 mice that underwent 6 weeks of treatment. The results also found that light therapy improved performance in older mice that were not genetically programmed to develop Alzheimer's disease, but it had no effect on younger similar mice.
The researchers also examined gene changes in treated and untreated mice. They found that the nerve cell of untreated mice had reduced activity in genes that repair DNA and in those that help operate the connections between nerve cells. The treated mice, on the other hand, showed greater activity in these genes. Also, they saw that the treated mice had more connections between nerve cells and that these operated more coherently.
How is it related to lighting? Light therapy for Alzheimer's patients requires specific requirements compared to standard indoor lighting. These include spectral composition, intensity, brightness, timing, and circadian rhythm regulation. Properly designed lighting can positively impact behavior and mood, making it a valuable component of Alzheimer's care. Consulting with experts is essential for effective implementation, creating a supportive environment that enhances well-being and addresses specific needs.
There is a case study we want to talk about, which is about improving sleep and behavioral symptoms in Alzheimer's disease patients with light therapy. So as we explained earlier, Alzheimer's disease is a progressive neurodegenerative condition characterized by cognitive decline, memory loss, and various behavioral disturbances. Sleep disturbances are common among Alzheimer's patients, which can exceed the disease's cognitive and behavioral symptoms. Bright light therapy has been proposed as a potential intervention to address these issues. This case study explores the effects of light therapy on Alzheimer's patients, sleep patterns, and behavioral symptoms. For the patient profile of the case study, our patient is 78 years old, female diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. She has a history of sleep disturbances, including frequent nighttime awakings and daytime sleepiness. She exhibited behavioral symptoms such as agitation, irritability, and restlessness.
The patient was exposed to bright light therapy for 30 minutes each morning for 8 weeks. The light therapy consisted of a 10,000 lux light box placed at a distance of 12 inches from the patient's face. The patient's sleep pattern were monitored using actigraphy, and behavioral symptoms were assessed during standardized rating scales.
After 2 weeks of light therapy, patient A showed a significant improvement in sleep patterns. The number of nighttime awakenings reduced from an average of 4 to 1 per night. Daytime sleepiness decreased, leading to improved daytime alertness. The second section, behavioral symptoms. Over the 8-week period, the patient's behavioral symptoms also improved. Agitation and restlessness decreased, and her overall mood appeared to be more stable. The caregiver reported a reduction in the patient's irritability.
This case study suggests that morning bright light exposure can positively impact sleep patterns and behavioral symptoms in Alzheimer's disease patients, aligning with circadian rhythms and sleep-wake cycle regulation. However, more research is needed to establish the effectiveness and safety of light therapy.
In conclusion, light therapy for Alzheimer's disease is a specialized and promising approach that differs from standard indoor lighting in terms of spectral composition, intensity, timing, and duration. It regulates circadian rhythms, addresses sleep disturbances, and positively impacts behavior and mood, creating a supportive environment for patients. Consulting with experts is essential for effective implementation, and as Alzheimer's prevalence rises, the importance of specialized lighting solution for comprehensive care becomes increasingly evident.
Thank you so much for watching.